Hey everybody, listen. Let me play this clip. Then I'm going to do a quick video and just kind of tie it into what happened this weekend. Well, no, that would be earlier this week. Okay, but let's get to what's on the screen here. As you can see, the two beauty queens, and the title is that hey, the village, ladies and gentlemen, is no longer free. What we need to do is start telling mothers the village is no longer free. We need to start telling future mothers to financially plan ahead for their village. Plan ahead for a nanny, plan ahead for a housekeeper, plan ahead for meal prep. Plan ahead for a postpartum care nurse. We need to start telling future mothers to pick their partner wisely. Not only pick a man who wants kids, but pick a man who also wants to be a father. We need to start telling them to talk about the division of labor super early on in their relationship. We need to make sure they understand a free village is no longer realistic, but it does not mean they're supposed to be doing this alone. It just means they literally have to pay for their village. So they should very, very, very much plan ahead for that. What we need to do is start telling mothers the village is no longer free. Yep. So something happened earlier this week, and I said, wow, this is when I got the call. I said, this is why, unfortunately, this is why a lot of people do not want to help single mothers, victims of fatherless homes. This is why. So we have a young woman here. She has two children, two boys. I think that there are two different fathers, okay? And one of the kids seems to be okay, you know? And then you got one, I just think from what I see thus far early on, unless things change, he's going to be a future criminal. I mean, that's just it. I'm sorry. I'm not going to pretend. So you got one kid, hey, this is the good kid. Then you got one, oh, I see how you want to operate, but okay, but I'm going to kind of keep my mouth on that. So the mother, she's so stressed out. I think she's basically checked out. And guess what? She is now relying on, depending upon the free village. Yeah, well, the village is tired. So one of the members of the free village, who does quite well for themselves, decided to go ahead, because again, the mother is so stressed out. And I think besides financial problems, having to do it all alone is having a major, major effect on her. And, sometimes you think you're prepared, but you can only do everything yourself for so long. So you look at it, you start to get burnt out. There is no help from the fathers, none. So luckily she caught herself a little break. Again, this is why a lot of people don't want to help single mothers. So she gets a little break, and someone else decides to go ahead and take both the kids to their house. One of them, she should have, I might start sending some ABC 1, 2, 3 felony onesies because he deserved one. So he's now there in the new residence, and someone else's residence, stealing. Doesn't listen. Very gullible, I'm sorry to say, very stupid. Now, my thing is, where are the fathers? This is why people don't want to help. So, you already know the laws like don't deal with strangers. You don't get in the car with a stranger. You should already know that. When you sitting up for 8 years old, what the heck you mean you don't know? You don't get in the vehicle. They're like between like 8 and 10. You don't get in the car with a stranger. That's just common sense. You should know that by now. Do you not watch the news? But again, one of them is real stupid. I'm sorry to say this child is stupid. He gonna be a little criminal. So it's like, hey, got you some bikes because you came with nothing. I'm like, wow, this woman got two baby daddies, and sitting up here. So you mean to tell me the men can't even afford a bike for their children? I mean, really, I don't understand that. Can't even afford a darn bike. So when they got them some bikes, okay, in the neighborhood, stay among these two streets, stay with this perimeter. Oh, we're gonna go ahead and go. They decide to go to the store, and that's like outside of the subdivision. But this one lady has a high-tech camera. So they ride the little box and go to the subdivision, to the store on the corner. And this one lady, the way it's positioned, she has her camera's position. She can see, like, when you're coming in the subdivision. So she can see that little corner store beyond the wall that, when you drive in that welcomes you. She can see beyond that, traffic in and out. They decide to go ahead and go. They're gonna go to the corner store and go buy some candy. Okay, I get it. I get it. So after they go to the store, they come back and there's a man in his vehicle. He's already at the convenience store. And now I'm starting to think he was hiding out there on purpose, probably trying to catch some kids. The vehicle is seen as they come to back to the subdivision. The vehicle from the candy store is then seen following them, and he happens to follow them, into the subdivision. He pulls over, opens the door like, "Hey, one of my kids, we're new here and we're having a party and we got candy we got games, playing all kind of video games. They got a pool. So hey, we're trying to make my kid meet some new friends. Would you like to come to a party?" So the other kid that has some sense, like standing back, like, "No." Oh, but the dum the one who's also Mr. Thievery, he's hopped off the bicycle. The man opened the door. He's ready to basically, literally, put the bike in the back of the car, and it's like, and number one, I don't think it was gonna fit, but hey, who knows? But the man opened up the front door, so he gets off the bike, and he's going to it. Luckily, the lady with the camera at this point, it's in like full view of her house, and so she sees it, and she goes out there, calls the police. The man drives off. Shows the man the camera. I mean, shows the police the camera. The police are like, "We're looking for him. This same vehicle has been cited to have tried to also induce another child to go ahead and get into the car with him." So the police kind of know about this guy. It's like, wow. Then they want to find out for the two kids, who are your parents? Who do you live with? So now they got to call the one who's they're living with. Then they got to come down to the house, and then the police are there and explain. And it was like a big old ordeal. And I was like, wow. So you had to leave down, and he was about to get into the car. And the other kid was like, "Hey, they said I'm getting into a car with a stranger. I'm going to go ahead and go. It's a party." Dumb. It was a big to deal. So it's like the police are here. Now they got to come down there and explain, well, no, we're not the parent. We're basically keeping the kids. And where's the parent? Well, the parent that she needs a break. So now you got to go through this whole big old song and dance. Who are you? What's your name? I guess they were doing a report. Who are you? What's your name? What's the parent? What's the parent's name? And of course, they give out the mother's name, who the real parent is. As for the father, yeah, that's the joke of the day. Okay. And then we got to see the people that have them. Well, do you normally let the kids just leave and go get on bikes? So it was like a big whoop-de-doo. And it's like, wow. So the ones that's watching them, now you got yourself in a situation where they're asking you, do the kids normally just get on bikes and go to the store by themselves? And it's like, so they're trying to make it like, like you're doing something wrong, or I don't, this is getting kind of interesting. Okay, we're gonna write up a report, and this right here, this vehicle has been seen in the area. They know about the vehicle, but now they have an idea about the man and go through the description and all of that. So this, as you can see, by the time the ones that's keeping the children, giving the mom a break, this was not a little 5-minute ordeal. Oh no, it wasn't that. It was taxing. It was tiring. It's like, wow, so now you got the police here and the neighbors looking, want to know what's going on. Now you got to put the mama information out there, baby daddy, who knows what the jokers are. Now on you. Now you got to be real careful. The police like, hey, this is what's happening, yada, yada, yada. And I was like, so what would have happened if you had been, told them to go riding, then come back home? And what if you had to, like, say, within them coming home, you were packing your bags and you were getting ready to take a trip? Or it could be a business trip. You got to head to the airline. What would have happened then? It would have all been postponed. What would have happened then if you'd have had to, hey, you're a business owner and you like having to meet someone, go to the office for a meeting? It would have all been postponed. What if you were going to meet someone for a meeting and then this happened? You just can't say, well, I got to go to my meeting. No, Or who's going to be at home with them? It would have all been postponed. This is why a lot of people, I thought about it. This is why some, I can't say, but I will say some I would imagine, they don't want to help single mothers. The single mama gets so tired. She been doing it for her on her own for so long. She needs a break. Motherhood, there is no break. And the men, the dads, they are not showing up to give her a break. They're not there because they obviously don't care. And then when someone tries to help, and that has to be a lot. And when someone tries to help, and someone said, "Hey, she's trying to, right now, she's kind of wanting to just do her." And I'm like, well, to two kids, it's a little late to decide to, hey, I'm gonna do me. It's a little late for that. No. And I'm like, she's lucky, because some people don't get a break. Some women can't catch a break. It's the summer. She caught herself a break. So now you get to go ahead and see what it's like to go to work and come home, girl. It's just you. Go to work, come home. It's just you. I just, to myself, I'm like, let's hope she don't do something crazy and get pregnant again by some dust bucket. So now she gets to go to work, come home, don't have to worry about having dinner for two children. She can just sit by herself, maybe do some takeout, cook for one, leftovers, go to work, come home, clean, relax, watch TV. Now she gets a little break for like a single life. And then it made me think, so they've been here for almost a month. Is she calling and checking in on them? No. Of course not. It's a break. And she's probably enjoying it. But look, for this to happen, she may have gone through the same thing. This one kid just don't listen worth a dime. Could have got trafficked. And they mentioned that. Sex trafficking could end up on on TV looking for him. A 12-year-old girl just snuck out of her home, and guess what? They got two men. I don't know if it's Julio or Brad. It look like it might be Julio, but doesn't matter. Two men are people of interest. Why? The 12-year-old that snuck out of her home was found dead, strangled to death. Strangled and body found, deceased. I thought about it. So if something had happened to those little boys, what you want to bet the mama would have been hollering, "Where were you? Where were you? You should have been watching DeMonte, Lawan. Where were you? You didn't watch the Quan?" Might be blaming you. Hell, might try to get, it might get litigious, try to sue you. I don't know. The summer just beginning. School was out, what, May? I get the feeling this break might be coming to an end real soon. I would be packing, that's not their name, but just for the sake of the video. I would be packing up whatever the little name is, Little Larry, Daquan, Little TT. Yeah, I think I'd be packing it up. Well, knowing me, I must be honest, I wouldn't have got involved in the first place, to be honest with you. I said, look at all of this. But again, when is the mother last called to checking on the babies? Her two sons? She hasn't. She hasn't called in weeks since they've been here. She's living her best life. Now, at some point in time, they're going to have to go back home. Little TT and Jodeci got to go back home at some point in time. And no, Jodeci is not their names. Just being facetious. I thought about it. I'm sure she would never. I said, man, but I hope old girl don't get a whole new apartment and move someplace else and go. She might enjoy living a single life. You know what I mean? Them two little brats gone. Uh-oh. She might be living it up. Soft girl life. Just have to see about her. It was like, wow. I was just like, wow. Police involved, all these questions, could have almost got sex trafficked. Obviously the man's a pedo, could have been unalive. And then you think about it, if that would have happened, I wouldn't be surprised a mother be looking at, who had my child? Where were you? You should have been watching him. Uh-huh. It's things like that. That's why this video, The Village is no longer free. Oh, it's very true. The Village is no longer free. This right here was the free village, and look what happened. All because one, and that's the one who's stealing. They have, yes. My homegirl was like, well, maybe it's time to put a lock on the door. Oh, hell no. It's time to pack him up back to his mother or find out who the baby daddy is. May have to go on the Maury Povich show. You are the father. Find the daddy. See, you just want putting a lock. Things are coming up missing. It's the little dumb one that was about to get into the car with the pedo man. Oh, how do we know that? Trying to be nice to them. Oh, they're in a nicer environment. You gave them their own room. So some things are coming up missing. Then when he goes out, check the room, and there it is. Ooh, he couldn't be stealing from me. Let some jewelry come up missing. Ooh, wee. Uh-huh. Oh, you and I finna go on a ride to the countryside. I need to borrow somebody's shed. Oh, uh-uh. Gotta put a lock on the door. Then it was said he stole something and tried to sell it to one of the kids. I can't believe, to one of the other kids in the neighborhood, and it was some kind of it was something that adults use. It was something. It was a nice item. What did she say it was? And the kid was like showing it to his mom, and she was like, trying to fence it through the neighborhood through the other kids. See the poverty D again. Where's the man at? I was like, there's no way. I be putting a lock on my bedroom to keep him out because he's stealing. A lock, girl. And of course, my girlfriend is black. I guess I'm blackity black. We don't do that. Not me. Oh heck no. I remember growing up in our neighborhood, and I remember there were some white kids because the neighborhood was predominantly white at the time. Um, Man, they were doing stuff, acting up, and I remember saying, "Oh yeah, they put a lock on the door. The parents are afraid." Not in our household that I put a lock on the door. Put a lock on the, yes. That's put a lock on the door. The parents are afraid. Becky and them get mad, can't go out. Parents are afraid. Wow, really? Put a lock on the door? Hmm. So now my friend is like, oh, may have to put a lock on the door because he's stealing. Oh heck no, I would yeah, that little one right there. Well, they said we're gonna have to turn the camera off. You might have to take a different approach with him. Cause saying you stop doing that, that's not gonna work. You might have to go straight up Marine on his behind. He might have to be in a little boot camp to break him down. So police matter. Items being stolen. Other now, I got the cops. Now, parents saying, "Hey, he's trying to sell this to my kid, and then and it belongs to the homeowner. A lock on the door." I think this last one really did it. He's been taking little things coming up missing, and then these my homegirl they go into the room. Now, how did this get in here, man? I'm different. Okay, I'm a little tomboy. My homegirls are very prissy. I'm different. I can flip the script, script a little bit. Like this time we had this crazy guy, this Dusty Dan character. We're on a jogging trail and he came out of nowhere. He had come off the bus. And so he's behind me and my homegirl. And she was like getting scared. I said, just slow down. I said, we need him in front of us. We're not, it's not going out. I said, girl, look at him. He hopped off a bus. I'm like, oh my God, nobody really drives a bus over here. And I'm just saying he doesn't fit the area. Look where we are. Look at him. He don't fit the area. I'm like, Celeste. She was like, oh, look at him. I said, girl, look at him. Where the hell did he come from? Is he from the prison? What's he doing over here? I'm like, no, let's just slow down. Let him get in front. So we slowed down. And then next thing, he going to stop us. Oh, hey, ladies. Yeah, I got turned around. Can you tell me? Nope, we don't know anything. Keep walking. Go that way. Good luck. It might be. You're not gonna start no conversation with me. Then that give me the chance to stop, and you try to pull out your little Dustin. I'm not even playing a game with you, son. Can you tell me? Yeah, I know. But you, no. So I'm thinking he was trying to find. He must have had some family members that probably had a little something trying to get over there. But yeah, I'm not. We're not finna even engage. I'm not finna engage with you. And then we stopping and talking. And then you try to get the drop on me. I think not. I watch too many cop shows. So I'm like, no, Yeah, just go down there. Maybe they can tell you. He can ask Becky and them. Okay, whole lot of Beckers and Brads around. Go ask one of them. You're not. Don't come asking me. He might try something. Like I told her, I said, no, let him keep on walking. And we'll start our little jog routine back after we got some distance. Mm-mm. So my homegirl, put a lock on the door. Girl, put a lock on the door. Send him back to his mama. Find his dad. Again, I was like, can you imagine the whole afternoon this done flipped? What if they had to go to work or shift or something, or you had to catch a plane, but now you got to go ahead and deal with all of this? What if you have a business meeting? Okay, I got to meet with somebody at 2:30. I got to go head to the office. The police down here, yeah, these your little boys, well, they almost got into a oh my gosh, everything got to come to a halt. Now, and then the police, and where do you live? Where's the mother live? Again, this wasn't no 5-minute ordeal. It's stressful already. Stressful already. Plus your business out. Everybody's accountable except for those men. Like I said, what if something would have happened? I know someone who gave somebody else a break, took in their child. That kid was real bad and was doing things. Um, got that little tap tap that the person needed. How about the kid when he called the police 911 and my homegirl ended up getting arrested? Yeah, the kid called the police, secretly in the room, hung up the phone. Then the police showed up. She was like, no, nobody called the police. And then the kid came out and started, nah, 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 nah. Oh yes, that little thing. I think she was 8 years old. She hadn't been used to getting whippings. So she was doing something real egregious. My homegirl had real nice things. They said, oh, we don't do that here. See, but her mother's Healing Expression was a relative. Her mom was from a crack house. So a crack house, you just do whatever. So this little kid here gonna do the same thing. He don't want any correction. So she got a little tap, 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 with maybe a little instrument that go around your waist. It wasn't no child abuse, but she did get a little tapping because she been needing it. Homegirl was arrested, booked, and had to pay for and take some anger management classes, helping somebody else out. Again, they always find another black woman to go ahead and interrupt her life, her peaceful life. But my homegirl, it was like, you gotta be crazy. And she was like real prissy, like, oh my goodness. She said she was in jail for hours, had to get out, I guess bond out or something. She was arrested and had to take some anger management classes and then had to pay for the classes too. So at that point, she did the right thing, just packed that little thing up, sent it back to her mama. And then she was back to where she was. And she was sitting up there complaining about, she didn't have food to eat. Well, your mama got a crack problem, so, that's kind of expensive. But it's like, I told her, I said, oh yeah, because the little girl, I was like, wow, she called you long distance? Yeah, because she had a landline. I'm like, I just want to take her back. And she was like, oh, I'm not going to. I'm sitting up here trying to give us some structure. See, that kid, the mentality is already set, and you call yourself, well, come into my home. I'm gonna show you some love. That little thing might already have an attitude. So that's why the village is no longer free. Again, what the lady, where my village? Where my village? Child, the village is at home, not with the door locked, safe. Bobby having some Hennessy. Moscato. Having some nice white wine. Pinot Grigio. Village not trying to hear it. Village trying to cool out. Village worried about their portfolio. They ain't trying to get you to drain what's left of it. Where my village? Where? The village is tired. Because the young villagers don't listen. They're like popcornage and you can't tell them anything. So she's right. Go ahead and start planning. And if you and your man can't handle it, well, more than likely it's just going to be on you. But the village, ladies and gentlemen, is no longer for free. For those that deal with those dust buckets, how you going to handle it will be between you and your dusty. And I'm out.